Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Gav, aka BEYTEK, and today we're going to be rebuilding the Daihatsu Mira engine from scratch. And I mean, we're going down deep with this one, boy. We're going to be doing piston ring gaps, we're going to be doing oil bearing clearances of journals for the mains and for, for the rods, using plastigauge. We're going to go full blown into this little build. So without further ado, let's get into it. Right guys, as you can see, the cylinders have been honed. I've honed them by hand, obviously, with the honing tool going into the drill, and it's around about 35 degrees that it's looking for on the instructions, so manufacturer's manual. So that's what I went for anyway, as close to it, just to take that glaze off the bores, which, you know, will help with lubrication and the sealing of the rings too. The pistons themselves have all been cleaned up, and same with these pieces here for the rods, and they're ready to go, all inspected, all within spec. And one thing I actually didn't know, and when pulling this engine apart was actually wrong, was on these blocks they have numbers on the underside. Don't know if you can see it there, but it says 212, so that corresponds with the bores. So these bores can be very slightly out from factory, so this is 212. When I looked at these pistons, they are numbered 122, so I thought maybe piston number 3 was blown and they just replaced it by number 2. However, no, it's not the case. I took the engine apart and there was 122, however it should be 212, and I've measured the bores and that is accurate enough and that is true. So I will be putting it back together as to the spec. Right, so we've got the specs here. As you can see, compression ring number 1 should be 0.25 to 0.40. I did measure the old ones, and the old ones were like, you know, this is a allowable limit, though the old one was like 0.75 or 0.8, which is huge, so the piston rings were really worn. However, because I'm going to be running more boost than standard, I will be looking at the slacking into the scale, so I probably will go for 0.40 or 0.45. However, I'll need to mount all the rings in there to make sure that they will be able to do that, because sometimes when you buy these rings from the manufacturers, they can have tolerances, different tolerances between them. So I'll just go for basically the slackest one out of the packet. Compression ring number 2, we're taking this bottom one here, EF-EL, and again we're going to make sure that this is slacker than the compression ring, just to make sure, you know, any blow by comes past the first ring and past the second ring into the crankcase. And obviously these are just oil seals themselves. This is classed as your scraper rings, so those are these ones here, and when we get involved in this build, I'll show you exactly and tell you exactly how this needs to go together. So what we'll do, first things first, is zoom out a little bit, that camera, is we'll grab one of these rings. So this is like the oil scraper ring itself. These are just little thin guys, and there's 2 to go either side of the oil scraper. I don't know what you call that, it's like a corrugated sort of ring, and for these basically you need to push it further down into the piston, the bore. So as you can see down the bottom here, that is the gap we're going to be measuring basically, and we just use a feeler gauge, and like I say, go by the OEM specifications, and we just, you know, see where we're at, and it goes down there nicely. And for instance, that one's 0.45. Scraper rings themselves, and you can see there is quite a big tolerance for them. So yeah, so let's get cracking on. We'll get these done, and when this is done, we're going to move on to the second ring. So what I'm doing here is I'm just checking to make sure that the gaps are not too small. I'm going to go, like I said, to the upper end of the scale, so we can get a little bit more clearance for more boost basically. The idea of these piston rings, so piston rings need a gap, because if you had a complete seal where the piston ring comes around the piston and touches each other like that, you'll get awesome compression because there'll be no leakage. However, when the car heats up, when you produce a lot more power, the cylinder temperatures are so much higher that these rings start, you know, expanding, and if you don't have a gap, you know, the ring can only go out the way basically, and in that way it'll scratch your bore, and you'll end up with low compression because you'll have scratches in your bore. So the idea of having a gap, or a bigger gap than stock, is because if you're running more power than stock, you know, that gap won't close up. So if you have it slightly slacker, you'll be slightly a couple of psi down in compression. However, it just gives you a better safety margin for when you're chucking some mad boost at it. 0.45 is actually too slack. 0.50, 0.50, 0.50. 0.55 would be nice. Yeah, 0.55 is perfect there. 0.55 is fine there. Without trying to snap the spring. Also, if you look here, T on this, I don't know if you, the T here on this piston ring actually determines that there's top. So it's always top facing. So you can get tools for these. You have to be very gentle with them because you don't want to snap them, obviously, for obvious reasons. So just take your time when you're doing this. And with the gaps as well, it's always good practice to offset the gaps. So you want to offset all the gaps around about, say, 90 degrees or 180 degrees, and that way, you know, you've not got a clear path straight through. If they were all lined up, all the gaps, you would probably get more leakage than you would if they were offset. So yeah, next one, we're going for the top rings. So spin it around a little bit, and I'll chuck a piston in there just to square it up.
So literally after like 45 minutes Gavin decided to start putting things together. Yeah, there's the second time you say that.
It's normally when you've just like looked for half an hour and then you find it eventually in this monstrosity, and I'm like, oh, I've already done that bit because I used fucking my teeth or something like that.
Or fuel.
Yeah.
To clean something up.
Oh yes, petrol's the best for that. Right, so what we've done so far is we've done number 1, number 2, and this is the number 3. And what we've just been measuring is these oil scraper rings first. So, and they all seem to be absolutely bang on, out the packet actually, which I'm very surprised around. But maybe to be honest, maybe, you know, nowadays manufacturing processes are getting a little bit better, and there's maybe just not as.
Nah, you probably just got lucky, man.
Yeah, probably got lucky. To be honest, I've not actually had to grind any of them down yet. So
you know, I bought a tap recently, and it came like a 1/8 instead of a half. So.
Oh fuck! I hate imperial shit, man. Does my fucking head in. Because like 1/2 inch is like 13mm, but like 1/2 inch tap imperial is like fucking 17.
It's like 21 with the thread.
Makes no fucking sense at all. To anyone.
And then try to look for a actual drill to drill the hole.
Oh I know.
And you're just like, what the hell?
Just get the fucking angle grinder to it.
Aye. And then the porting tool inside to make it round.
Cut a square hole out. Just pack it full of Honda Bond and hope for the best.
Smooth.
Yes. So these are all within spec, so we'll go into the second ring. Like, I'm being relatively rough with these rings, like...
Like Gavin's on a clock.
Yeah, you should defo take your time with this stuff. I've done a few before, so it's not as bad, but... Yeah, take your time. Because you'll fucking pay for it when you go and try and start the bastard and there's no compression.
Are you talking from like experience, Gav? Aye.
Well, more rotary issues than anything else. We'll double this power. Should be okay. Like standardly, these run like, I don't know if it's like 9 or 10 psi boost, but we're going to be running 21, 22 psi boost.
Remind them what this comes in stock.
The boost pressure?
Horsepower.
64 horsepower.
64 horsepower. So you're aiming for like 100. Well, saying you 250. Fit that turbo in there, be man.
If we can double it, man, that'd be fucking sick.
120 horsepower then.
120 horsepower would be a goal. That'd be pretty cool.
Is it gonna spit like fumes and fire everywhere?
Well, it's not going to spit the apex seals at the exhaust, so it's like. Surprised the guy wasn't using like sand.
Yeah, literally, we can make that into pie cuts and then into a downpipe. Let's go, man.
You'll get 1,000,000 of them. Just tack them all together.
Let's go.
Oh, fuck.
Here, by the way, you've not seen my exhaust yet. You don't wanna.
Did you bring it with you?
No.
Okay.
I just brought the radiator.
Good.
Good.
Right, I'm scared. Nah, you've done a good job of that.
That's the one thing that Gavin didn't want to do, is the exhaust. Like, he didn't want to touch the downpipe and the exhaust at all. He was like, nah, I'm not having that. You make that.
Pretty much. One of my downfalls of car building stuff is angles of exhausts. Like, I just cannot do it.
Yeah, I literally just...
My brain hurts just looking at angles,
I just tack things together and it's mint.
Yeah, it worked the cheat. It looks actually good.
Yeah, it just looks good on the photos. Every photo I take looks good.
It'll look better when it's wrapped.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. And it has to be wrapped because it's like millimeters of that, what do you call it? The brake pipe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For rear, so...
Perfect. Hey, what we're going to go for these top rings then? I might go for 0.5.
I thought you wanted to double the power.
So just now we're dragging it. We're dragging at, where is it? 0.45. So I think we're going to open this up to 0.5. Yeah, we're gonna go 0.5.
If it doesn't double the power, I'll come back to this video and literally show you, and you're gonna be like,
next one, how to key swap a fucking Mira.
Mira project ending badly.
So now we need to find something to grind this down. We could use a grinder disc actually. Actually, I have got a stone somewhere, but the issue is you can't really open up. Nah, I'm not going to use that. This is what you use for honing it, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Feeling alright.
So if you have enough engine oil in your mouth, it's impossible to catch coronavirus. It's a fact, tested by all car guys. Right, so I'm going to shave down one side. So I need to keep this at the right angle. Right that. And butt them together. Make sure that they're, flat on both edges. Just as a test, a few scrapes. I don't want to go too wild because you can take material off, but you can't put it back on again. What did we say we're going for this? 0.5?
0.5, yeah.
Yeah, 0.5. It probably needs a wee bit more because it's still a bit stiff. It's just dragging it very slightly. Yeah, very slightly dragging, so...
Just need a wee bit more.
Yeah.
Just a tiny wee bit.
Like, imagine having to do this for like 10 cylinders, like in a V10.
Good that you started off with 3, eh?
Oh. We're getting there.
See on the camera screen?
Yeah.
Your head looks as big as this engine.
The engine's actually massive, it's just my head's even bigger.
Big head team.
Big fucking moonhead. There's a guy at work. He's got a nickname, Bisonhead.
What is that?
A fucking bison, you know, the big...
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, what?
Bison need.
Right, happy with that. 0.5, remember, 0.5, that's what we're going for. So put the T to the top. T stands for top.
Top.
It's technical stuff, this car building. And I've got one gap here and one gap here. Just keep them opposite ends.
Technical left is like under it, and then right is
Lefty loosey, righty tighty. So next one. You know what's going to pain in the arse, right? If we go these compression rings and I put them all in, I've done them to 0.5, 0.5, and then I put this one in and it like comes out the packet 0.55, I'm going to have to take them two back out again and then clearance them to 0.55. Be a pain in the arse, but...
So what did you say, manufacturers?
Nah, they're maybe getting better. I won't say anything just yet, but you know. So what I'm doing there is when I'm pushing it in, this ring's actually acting as a stop, so it makes sure it's perfectly flat. 0.5. Nope. Doesn't go in yet.
Well, that's good.
That is good. That's a good thing.
Well, it's good, but not good at the same time, but aye.
So 0.4 just goes in there.
So
We need to get this thing out a bit. Could you pass the WD-40?
aye, man.
You-
There's hardly any.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah,
So why did you count all that for?
because if I do 20 and I know it takes off, say 0.05 of a mil. If I do 40 and it'll take off 0.01.
Right, so what's the formula behind this?
It's formula of speed.
BEYTEK science.
Yeah, it's science.
You know what I should get you?
What's that?
It's one of these like scientific jackets on, you know, the white coats, and then yellow safety goggles because I broke yours.
Oh yeah, fuck. I've been using them, they've only got one leg in them.
Yeah, but that's standard for you. And then you should wear that when you're mapping cars.
Yeah.
You should ask the guy, you should ask all the viewers, you think that would be like a special treatment?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's just people who watch the YouTube channel.
Just for my OG subscribers.
So if you're wondering how it's done, you literally take a stone, WD-40, and then just do it 22 times, right?
Any stone, like in the garden. Anything, just pick any of them.
Oh, did you see the videos where the guys take like an actual head and they're skimming it off on a garage floor or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
That's rough, like. But here, it might work.
It might.
I wouldn't do it in a Lambo, like, but a Lambo head or nothing like that, but like a ladder head or something like that would be fucking alright with that.
Probably.
Right, see where we're at now.
But ladders are no bad. Have you ever seen like these Russian videos? These guys are mental with ladders.
Fucking right there.
There's no power steering in that. There's no nothing.
You seen the Garage 54?
Oh yeah.
They boys are fucking up.
Oh. Mint.
Yeah, she's good. Right, so piston ring gaps are done. Does take a while, took about an hour or something like that, but they are all in spec and ready to go. So I'm going to pull these out. I'll probably mark them 1, 2 and 3 with the automatic centre punch. Where is it?
Where is it, Gavin? Where is it?
Fucking hell, man. There's gold as well. I should have been able to see it myself. Fucking hell.
Right, we'll just get back when Gavin's found his tools.
Oh, here we are.
Oh!
Automatic centre punch. She's a boy. So folk are going to cringe at this, but fuck you. 1. 2. 1, 2, 3.
Look at that.
Now we'll mix them up.
Oh, you're so out of focus.
Oh, it's all good.
Oh, stuff coming apart.
It's supposed to be, I think. Right. So, we have it. This bit is done. Rotating assembly. Let's borrow this thing over and we're going to do some bearings now. Crank bearings. What the fuck's going on? Oh yeah, I can only go one way.
Duh.
Right. Clean that looks now, man. That looks so clean. So I think out of focus again. It's a pain in the arse, that camera.
I've never seen an engine being so clean.
So clean. So clean. Right, well I need to go and get bearings and stuff like that from the house. Right, so we're at the stage now where we measure and put in the mains bearings. So these bearings I've already tested the crank and done the measurements as you would have seen in the last video. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use plastigauge as like a backup, just a bit of a sanity check. So use a rubber mallet, not a normal one. There's one. Jesus Christ. I'll be editing that bit out, that's for sure. Oh my god.
Oh.
So these mains, when you put mains in, you don't put them in with oil. You never put mains in with oil.
Click. There's no click. Oh, did you hear that?
No clicks.
Did you hear that? It made a click.
Should have, that'll be the bearing snapping.
So satisfying, man.
Oh man, all these brand new bits. Secret tricks of the trade. And didn't start rotating it either. 'Cause,
it breaks things.
so,
Plastigauge.
yeah boy. So the specs we're looking for here are, we're going to torque it down to 58.8 plus or minus 6 Newton meters. So we might go 60 if we're feeling wild. And then this is the clearances we're looking for on the plastigauge. So in between these clearances, and that's the maximum amount. So there we go. So plastigauge on every one of the wee journals, and I'll put the caps on now. We'll torque them up, like they say, to about 60 Newton meters, and we'll pull it off and we'll measure to see what the clearances is.
What are you doing there?
Newton meters.
Oh.
60 Newton meters is it?
No, I've got a...
Is 58.8 plus or minus. Oh! Oh, 58.8, well, go for...
58.8 plus or minus.
8. That's better. It's better. Better.
Whoa, sounds good, eh?
It's fine. Fine. Fucking thing. Maybe get a snap-on one. Can it makes all the noises. Beeps at you and shit. Oh, the right noises, not just fucking vague. The thing's like telling me, it's like, I could be tight, or it might be loose. But, let's get this cracked off. Have a look at the caps. Fucking hell, who tightened these?
Here, Gav, you want to break a bar?
I think I took these off with an impact gun.
Is that what you should do?
No.
You just got too excited. I'm
a fucking idiot. I need to put the fucking bearings in first, don't I? What an actual dick. Oh my god.
He's like, where did it go? Where did it go?
Like, it didn't even squish it. Look. It didn't even squish it.
What did you say about Snap-on making all the right noises?
4, 5, 6.
You put all the bearings in.
7, 8. Right.
All the right noises.
Did we put all the bearings in that time?
Aye, I think so.
Don't do too many. You can have it too tight to one side, too loose to the other. You can snap it, can't you? Apparently.
Why some people tighten it from the outside into the inside as well?
Well, it depends if you're tightening or loosening it.
I know, but a lot of people do it from the outside when they're tightening it.
Generally, the folk that'll complain are like people that have like VAG cars, because they're the fucking they're the experts on the internet for sure. They'll be spewing just now because I'm using an impact gun to rattle these out. Didn't even ugga dugga. It's very load.
Ugga dugga. The drop probably helped. Remember rubber? A rubber mallet?
Yeah. Oh, there's one squish. I'll put these down here so I don't.
Where's the.
Can you see?
Oh, there you are.
Stock ones have to be basically in between here and here.
Yep.
And our maximum allowing is like here.
Which is? Cause
like 0.76.
0.76.
Quite a lot. So that would be nice if we were near there, but anyway. So the first one, this is how you use plastigauge, is you just, so there, 0. You able to zoom in that?
Yep.
It's just because it's just shiny, yeah. So that one's about 0.05, which is good. This one here is 0.05 as well. This one here is a bit bigger than 0.05. It's not as big as that, so I'm going to say 0.4 something. Slightly smaller than that, so 0.48 I'm going to say. So the clearances are fucking good. So yeah, I just need to remember to stick the thrust washers in, pull these out, give that a clean down, and then I could put oil on the crank and stick it in, and we can give it a wee movement and see how free she is. But that's good. I'm happy with that. Right, so you can see thrust washers are in now. I'm just going to use this. You can use assembly lube, but what I'm using is just basically engine oil. It is 15W40 engine oil, which is like, it's mineral oil, and I like to use that because it's just a wee bit thicker than the stuff I'll run on it. But just give it a little bit of a squish of oil.
There you are. Shiny as anything.
So just give a wee bit of oil. Yeah, so that's them all torqued up, and would you look at this, nice and smooth, no drag, everything looks awesome. So proper happy with that. Well, it should have been fine because it was all in tolerance and on spec, so I just need to measure the axial play on the thrust, and then do rod bearings, stick the rods in with the pistons, and just start assembling it back up again. Oh yes! We have here our King race bearings. So that notch there goes in line with this notch here. They're called tangs. That just stops the bearing from spinning around. Allegedly. You wear it enough, you'll definitely spin a bearing. Okay.
Gavin's on a clock now.
A screwdriver.
I'm always on the clock.
I got a screwdriver.
Yeah, what kind?
I don't know. A pointy one.
Jesus.
They were universal. I'm joking. It's going to be on YouTube and I'm going to be embarrassed.
Yeah, we all definitely ended that one.
Collect at 6:20.
Okay, time's it just now?
20 to 6.
What? Right to the bottom. First piston in, boy! Let's get this thing flipped over and look at the other side.
Wait, you sure that's the right one?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So what we'll do now is we'll bring this up here. And we'll do the plasti dip on this one. Torque that up and see where we're at. And then we'll do the same for the rod bolts. So we just assemble it all. So we're in the stalled state, torque it all down, and we'll see what this one squishes to. Yeah, so what I've done is I've cleaned up the cap now. I put a little bit around there. I just pull it up so it seats. Two-stage sequence, so the first one over 20. So 10, 20. Two clicks. 3 clicks. We are 35, I think it's 35, 36 is bang on. So what I'm going to do is a secret modification. We're going to increase the oil pressure. So to increase the oil pressure, you need to increase the pressure on the relief valve. Use a washer. The washer then puts a little bit more pressure to hold the relief valve down. Let's just get fired straight across the room.
It's gonna go fleeing.
Yo guys, so we've got these end covers on now. Everything's bolted down, the oil pickup's been cleaned, everything's been cleaned out. All the oil galleries have been blown out as well, so now I just need to get the sump and stick the sump back onto the bottom of the engine. So yeah, we're getting there, Just torquing these to 10 Newton meters, just because it's just a little steel sump. If you go too much, you end up bending it and deforms and doesn't seal anymore. So yeah, there we go. Engine's back together again. Just started putting some of the auxiliaries back on again. I'm not going to do the heads yet because I'm going to have to do some porting, and this video is going to be long enough as it is. I'm sure you guys are probably half asleep just now already. But yeah, it's been good so far. It's been a good learning experience with it, and it's been good following the service manual and stuff and getting all the torque settings and everything bang on. And let's hope the thing starts up and actually, you know, make some boost. Sure it will, hopefully, touch wood. And yeah, I need to tidy this bench before starting the head. Cheers for watching the video, guys. We'll keep you updated with the head. That'll be getting done next. We'll stick it back on the subframe. We'll get it jammed in the car and we'll take the thing for a test run, eh? That'll be good fun. Right guys, you stay classy and we'll catch you in the next vid. Cheers.